Welcome to Combat Empire, your home for the biggest stories, wildest moments, and most intense breakdowns in UFC, MMA, and boxing. If you enjoy fight news, predictions, drama, and breakdowns like this, make sure to subscribe and help the channel keep growing. Every single subscribe helps us bring you even bigger combat sports content every week. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the video, because things are about to get violent inside the fight world.
Sí, isso faz, cara. I can feel my shoulder. There you go. I'll do it again. Two more.
The long-awaited rematch between Conor McGregor and Max Holloway is rapidly approaching, and with every passing day, the anticipation surrounding the fight continues to reach another level. Across the MMA world, fans, fighters, and analysts are watching closely as both men prepare for what could become one of the biggest fights of the year. But perhaps no fighter is attracting more attention than Conor McGregor himself. After years away from the octagon, every training clip, every interview, and every update from camp is being dissected by millions of fans looking for clues about what version of McGregor will show up on fight night. And judging by the latest footage,
all right.
My strong rockets. These are missiles, yeah. These are fucking missiles. I'm 100%. This is, yeah? We're going in here 100%. I'm going into this fight 100% Conor McGregor, not 92. 100%.
Conor appears to be taking this comeback more seriously than ever. The videos coming out of his training camp paint the picture of a fighter who understands exactly what's at stake. The speed is still there, the explosiveness is still there, and perhaps most importantly, the hunger appears to be there as well. McGregor has been seen engaging in intense sparring rounds against younger, faster training partners, pushing himself through demanding sessions designed to recreate the pressure and pace he will likely face against Holloway. Observers have pointed out how sharp he looks during exchanges, with his trademark timing, movement, and counter-striking ability continuing to stand out even after years away from active competition. But this isn't simply about looking good on camera. For McGregor, every session appears to be part of a much larger mission. A mission to prove that he can still compete at the highest level. A mission to silence critics who believe his best years are behind him. And perhaps most importantly, a mission to remind the MMA world exactly why he became one of the biggest stars combat sports has ever seen.
Buddy, move around, reset. Practice, Conor, practice.
Those close to the camp have repeatedly emphasized that McGregor's focus has been different this time around. The distractions seem gone. The attention is centered entirely on preparation. And with each new training video, the conversation surrounding his comeback continues to intensify. Because while many fighters talk about being ready, McGregor appears determined to show it. Every punch, every drill, every sparring session, everything points toward a fighter preparing for what may be one of the most important nights of his career. Not surprisingly, that dedication hasn't gone unnoticed by the man standing across from him. Max Holloway has been paying attention. And unlike some fans who seem surprised by the timing of this rematch, Holloway admitted that the fight becoming reality never truly shocked him. According to Holloway, conversations about a second fight have existed for years. At first, it seemed like nothing more than fan speculation, a dream matchup that people occasionally discussed online. As time passed and both fighters continued building their legacies, the possibility gradually became more realistic. Eventually, what once seemed impossible transformed into one of the most anticipated fights in the sport. And now, it's finally happening. Holloway openly acknowledged the work McGregor has been putting in, making it clear that anyone paying attention can see how seriously the Irishman is taking this challenge. The training footage, the preparation, the intensity, it's all there for the public to see. But despite recognizing McGregor's commitment, Holloway remains completely unfazed. That's because throughout his career, Max has built a reputation for embracing challenges rather than avoiding them. Which brings us to another major talking point surrounding the fight, the weight class. While fans and analysts continue debating how the move impacts both fighters, Holloway himself appears almost indifferent to the discussion. For him, numbers on a scale have never defined opportunities. Throughout his career, he has consistently shown a willingness to take difficult fights regardless of the circumstances. And according to Holloway, this situation is no different. Whether the fight takes place at one weight or another isn't what excites him. What matters is the challenge itself, the opportunity to compete, the opportunity to share the octagon once again with one of the biggest names the sport has ever produced. That's what motivates him. That's what captures his attention. And that's why he accepted the fight without hesitation. Interestingly,
I can't put you get one hell of a camp. And I get seriously fucking way better this camp. Keep Cameron, Wallach,
All right.
And my strong rockets. These are missiles, yeah. These are fucking missiles. Camp 100%. This is, yeah? We're going in here 100%. I'm going into this fight 100% Conor McGregor, not 92. 100% Conor McGregor. So it has to.
Holloway also made it clear that he doesn't spend much time dwelling on their first meeting. In his eyes, that fight belongs to a completely different era. Back then, neither fighter had become the athlete he would eventually become. They were young, hungry, still searching for their place in the sport. Neither had captured UFC gold. Neither had built the legendary resumes they possess today. Fast forward to the present day and everything has changed. Both men have become champions. Both have headlined major events. Both have created unforgettable moments that helped shape modern MMA. And because of that, Holloway believes comparisons to the first fight only tell part of the story. The reality is that these are two entirely different fighters meeting under entirely different circumstances.
You know, the fight came together. I have history with the man, you know, and I was always on the short list to fight Conor McGregor, so we're here now, and I'm pretty excited. You know, I didn't know too much about it. It wasn't the timeline of me knowing. They kind of threw the idea out to us, and we kind of like, yeah, we see what happens, we see where it goes, and, you know, things just caught fire, and it went ablaze, I guess, and we're here now. I mean, it is what it is, you know. A fight is a fight. A lot of people talking about Conor maybe not showing up, or even if he is training or whatever, but he looks pretty dedicated from everything that he's posting out, and I think he's pretty serious. I think he really missed the sport and he really want to get back in there, so I'm glad for the opportunity, and July 11 came.
The experience, the confidence, the accomplishments, everything has evolved. Holloway even expressed appreciation for McGregor's impact on the sport itself. Regardless of what happens inside the cage, he recognizes the role McGregor played in helping elevate MMA to new levels of global popularity. Very few athletes have changed the sport as dramatically as McGregor did during his rise, and Holloway understands that. But respect doesn't change the mission. Despite acknowledging everything McGregor has achieved, Holloway remains focused on one thing: winning. Because while this matchup carries history, legacy, and enormous attention, Holloway approaches it with the mindset of a veteran who has already experienced the biggest stages in combat sports. The emotions are there, the excitement is there, but underneath it all remains the calm confidence that has defined his career. As Holloway himself explained, both he and McGregor are no longer the young fighters they once were. Despite showing respect for everything Conor McGregor has accomplished throughout his career, Max Holloway made it clear that he understands exactly who he is preparing to fight. Because with McGregor, there has always been more to the story than simply what happens inside the cage. His personality, his confidence, his unpredictability, his ability to create chaos before a fight even begins. Those qualities have followed McGregor throughout his entire career and helped make him one of the most talked about athletes in combat sports history. Holloway acknowledged that reality, but at this stage of his career, he appears completely unfazed by it.
My thoughts on the fight being at 170 was like, who cares? You know, the weight is just a number, you know. Real gladiators back in the day, they didn't walk around with a scale. You show up and you fight, and I'm a fighter. That's what I do. Open weight class, whatever weight class, I'm glad I get to share the octagon with him. You guys been seeing me call out DC for years now. You guys really think I over here putting on an act calling out DC? DC, you are eating everything I want to eat. You know who the real money fight is, DC? It's me. I'll fight your ass and then eat you, then battle you to an all-you-can-eat buffet. You let me know. Baddest man on the planet right here.
I tell you what, then, I want to be the number one pound for pound. If this guy's at 55, let's do it. If it's the baddest man, my good friend Daniel Cormier, bring it on. Let's go.
My guy's still running, so, you know.
Years ago, the psychological warfare might have carried more weight. Today, Holloway is a veteran who has fought world champions, headlined massive events, and experienced virtually every situation imaginable inside the octagon. For that reason, he seems focused entirely on the competition itself, rather than the spectacle surrounding it. In fact, Holloway described the matchup as exactly the kind of fight fans should be excited about. Two elite strikers, two former champions, two fighters capable of ending a contest in an instant. According to Holloway, that's a recipe for something special. He emphasized that both he and McGregor are complete mixed martial artists, but at the same time acknowledged that fans are likely expecting an explosive striking battle. And based on everything we've seen so far, Holloway appears more than willing to embrace that challenge. He also pointed toward another factor that has many fans excited: the weight class. In Holloway's view, neither fighter should be compromised by difficult cuts or excessive weight management heading into the bout. That means both men should enter the octagon physically strong, healthy, and capable of performing at their highest level. And if that's the case, Holloway believes fans could witness one of the most entertaining fights of the year. More importantly, he made it clear that he's not entering the fight looking for a close decision. He's looking for a statement, a finish, a defining performance that adds another historic chapter to his already legendary career. Because for Holloway, this isn't just another fight. It's a chance to rewrite a piece of history, a chance to avenge a loss that happened before either man reached the peak of the sport. And perhaps most importantly, it's an opportunity to defeat one of the biggest names MMA has ever produced.
And this question is asked a lot, like, do you watch it? Can you take anything away from it? And the answer is no. It's 13 years. We was two young, scrawny guys trying to make our name for ourselves, and now we're here. You know, he did what he did. He changed the sport in a major way. Glad to have him back. But unfortunately, he got to see me, you know, and 5 years is a long time, but I'm getting ready for the best Conor McGregor there is. I know he's taking it serious. It looks like he's taking it very serious, and I'm excited for the challenge. I mean, me and Conor changed so much from that first fight, man. He helped grow the sport a lot. He did big things.
That sense of significance was also highlighted by former UFC champion Aljamain Sterling. While much of the public conversation continues revolving around hype, promotion, and McGregor's comeback story, Sterling focused on something else entirely: the consequences. According to Sterling, both fighters have enormous amounts at stake. For McGregor, a victory could immediately revive discussions about another title run and prove that he still belongs among the elite. For Holloway, a win over the sport's biggest star would further strengthen a legacy that already places him among the greatest fighters of his generation. Sterling pointed out that once the cage door closes, all the headlines disappear. The social media attention disappears. The ticket sales stop mattering. The hype becomes irrelevant. What remains is pressure and the ability to execute when everything is on the line. That's why Sterling views this matchup as one of the most psychologically demanding fights either man has faced in years.
We both built a legacy for our namesake, you know? So at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that we both did, and I'm just excited that I get to have another rematch and I get to right a wrong. It's just another fight, right? I've been having this 10+ year rematches. Dustin, Charles, it is what it is, you know? It's just, we're different fighters back then. We're brand new fighters now, and I just can't wait, you know? I'm excited. I'm excited for the opportunity to step in there against him, you know? Like I said, man, he did a lot of great things out of the sport. He actually got to go cross-promote in boxing. I'm the best boxer in UFC, so I can't wait to see him come July 11th. Conor McGregor is Conor McGregor, and I think he'll be respectful to a certain point, but dude got the gift of gab, so if he start talking, you might actually see a little bit of Wine-Eyed Boy come out of me for this one, because not many of you guys know. If you guys want to shit talk, I love shit talking too. I just don't do it too much. But if you want to go that route, and I love the tussle. I think fans are in.
Then former UFC champion TJ Dillashaw offered his own breakdown of how the fight could unfold. For Dillashaw, one factor continues standing above all others: cardio. He believes Holloway's endurance could become one of the biggest advantages in the entire matchup. Throughout his career, Max has built a reputation for maintaining an incredible pace across 5 rounds. Round after round, minute after minute. The pressure rarely stops. According to Dillashaw, that creates a dangerous situation for McGregor, because while Conor remains one of the most dangerous early round fighters in MMA history, Holloway becomes increasingly effective as fights progress. The longer the fight lasts, the more opportunities Holloway may have to impose his pace. That's why Dillashaw believes McGregor's clearest path to victory could come early. A fast start, a sharp performance, and potentially a finish before Holloway has the opportunity to fully settle into his rhythm. Otherwise, Dillashaw believes the momentum may gradually begin shifting toward the Hawaiian star. Another interesting perspective came from Bellator champion Usman Nurmagomedov. Rather than focusing entirely on the matchup itself, Usman pointed toward the uncertainty that often surrounds McGregor's career.
Fight, you know, I mean, 2 mixed martial artists, you know, it's gonna be great at a weight where me and him is gonna both come in healthy. It's gonna be a fun fight, man. I think so. I'm going out there. I'm not looking for a long time in there. I'm looking for a big finish. International Fight Week. It's gonna be a huge crowd, huge fight, and I want to leave it with a bang. This fight to me personally is a legacy fight. You know, I get to right or wrong from long time ago. I get to go out there and, you know, add to my legacy. You know, have Conor McGregor on my record on the win column would be huge for me. But for the sport, you know, it's Conor McGregor, man. The sport is happy to have him back, so it's gonna be big. I mean, you guys are seeing with the ticket sales and everything going already. So, sport-wise, very huge for the sport. Legacy-wise and self-wise for myself, huge for my legacy. So I can't wait to go out there and.
According to him, McGregor's comebacks have become notoriously unpredictable. Announcements are made, plans change, timelines shift. Because of that history, Usman admitted that some skepticism remains until McGregor actually makes the walk on fight night. At the same time, however, he acknowledged the enormous impact a successful comeback would have on the sport. If McGregor returns and defeats someone of Holloway's caliber, it would instantly become one of the biggest stories in MMA. Not just because of the result, but because of what it would represent: the return of one of the sport's most influential figures. That combination of uncertainty and excitement is exactly why so many people remain fascinated by this fight. Former UFC champion Dominic Cruz approached the matchup from a technical perspective. According to Cruz, one of the most interesting questions involves how Holloway chooses to approach McGregor stylistically. Should he alter his stance? Should he remain true to his usual rhythm? Should he attempt to take away McGregor's left hand by changing angles and positioning? Cruz suggested that moving southpaw at times could potentially limit some of McGregor's preferred counters, while staying orthodox would place greater emphasis on movement, volume, and defensive awareness. He also raised another fascinating point: psychology. Does Holloway carry any memories from their first encounter, or has enough time passed that the previous fight means absolutely nothing? On McGregor's side,
Holloway fight, UFC 329. Who wins that, McGregor or Holloway?
Whoever loses is bad. It's just Holloway can't lose to McGregor coming off the couch doing all the shit he's been doing, and McGregor can't afford another loss.
If McGregor loses this fight, is he done?
It depends how he loses.
Got it.
If it's like he gets steamrolled, it's just like, damn, dog.
Really?
It should probably
Hang it up.
should probably call this one curtains.
I mean, I think he's talking about re-signing a whole fight deal and a bunch of new fights and the whole thing. I mean, we saw the needle he's moving with the tickets and how fast it sold out and what's going on there, right?
Yeah, but everyone's excited. Like, he's excited. He's got that fight feel energy right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then when you go in there and it don't go your way, and then you come home with all those bruises and headaches, maybe you start to reconsider. You know, it's not like he needs the money. This is more so he's doing it out of the passion and the love for the sport. He wants to show that he can still be on top. So again, if he
Cruz noted that long layoffs can sometimes create unpredictability. Old habits disappear, new tendencies emerge, and fighters occasionally return looking completely different from the versions fans remember. That's what makes this fight so difficult to analyze. There are simply too many unknowns. Nobody truly knows which version of McGregor will appear. Nobody knows exactly how Holloway will look at welterweight against a larger opponent. And nobody knows how 5 years away from competition will impact one of the biggest stars the sport has ever seen. That's why the MMA world remains so divided. Some believe McGregor is preparing for one final legendary run. Others believe Holloway's activity, durability, and momentum will ultimately prove too much. But regardless of where you stand, one thing is certain. This rematch feels bigger than ever. Two former champions, two future Hall of Famers, one massive opportunity. And when fight night finally arrives, years of speculation will be replaced by answers. So what do you think? Is Conor McGregor truly prepared to overcome one of the toughest challenges of his career? Or will Max Holloway continue proving why he's one of the most durable and dangerous fighters in UFC history? Drop your prediction in the comments below and tell us exactly how you see this fight playing out. And if you're enjoying these fight breakdowns, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss future UFC news, fight analysis, expert predictions, and all the latest updates as UFC 329 gets closer. Thanks for watching Combat Empire, and we'll see you in the next one.